Well, welcome back to the Geometer Sketchpad. We're doing some Common Core Geometry Grade 10, and right now we're going to look at Lesson 8. That's on page 81 of the Teacher's Guide. So that's Module 4, Lesson 8. And it looks like we have a couple of perpendicular lines, and we're going to do a little equation. So first thing I'm going to do, start up my Sketchpad, and let's turn on the grid. So if I go to Graph, I'll just hit Show Grid, and that's up for me. And then it looks like we have to draw a line segment. So let me go ahead here and grab a couple of points. So I'm going to draw point A over here, B over here, maybe point C over here. We'll hold up on D for a second. We'll just get some things drawn here. So here's line segment AB. We need to make sure these are perpendicular. So I'm going to do that with my construct menu. So let's just go to the select tool. We already had this line selected, and this point. We'll construct a perpendicular line. And then we'll get point D over here on the line. You can tell because they're both highlighted. And then we'll go ahead and we'll grab the select tool. We're going to hide this because we don't need this whole line. Had to click out, so this deselects. Let's go ahead and display and hide that perpendicular line. And let's just create that last segment. All right, and why don't we turn on some labels so it's easier to follow the picture. There's A, B, C, and D. And we'll just make sure everything's good. We can just go ahead and move some things around. Alright, so that part's in order. Next up, it looks like we want to do a little computation. So we're going to need the coordinates of our points. We can do that pretty quickly. I just kind of use the select tool, click off of everything. I'm going to click on points A, B, C, and D. And if I go up to the graph tool, measure tool, I can go ahead and I can get the coordinates of these points, which could be helpful, but I'm going to need the abscissas and the ordinates. So I'm actually going to separate them out. I'm going to measure these. So it gives me the x-coordinates of A, B, C, and D. And let's do the same thing again. A, B, C, and D. Mostly because I want to use them separately in a calculation. So I don't think I can do them together and get coordinates, although that could be cool. Let's do ordinates. Alright, so there's our y coordinates. And to make it look nicer, if we want, we could put them right up next to each other, and we can move things around. But let's just go ahead and look at the calculation. So we need the behavior of the points. They're going to be perpendicular if and only if well, they use a different notation, but that's all right. We can just go ahead and do our calculation anyway. It'll work out about the same. All right, so let's just go ahead and do that calculation. Let's do the, we'll just select all of them. So we have everything. We'll do everything in one big calculation. Sorry. So I'm just going to select all of my coordinates. So as long as I have them, I'm going to go over to number tool. We can go to the calculator tool. And let's go ahead and do some values. So let's use a parenthesis so we can do our subtractions and multiplications. So value, we'll do xb minus xa. So we'll do the b coordinate there, and xa. Then we'll do multiplication. Then we'll do same thing, xd this time, minus c. We'll close that paren. Then we're going to add the y's. So we'll do the same thing. This will be yb minus ya. And that will be a multiplication. And that will be a yd minus, parentheses. Just go back for a second. yd minus ya. SC. So. Alright, let's do that calculation. Let's move this over here so it's all out of the way. Alright, so we have our calculation and we have our coordinates, and we can kind of see what happens if we move these points around. So no matter what we change, we're always getting that sum to be 0. So that goes ahead and shows us how Lesson 8 worked out using the dynamic software. All right, we'll be back with another one soon.